So then, the NASCAR Clash at Bowman Gray is just a couple of days away. Didn't mean for all of that to rhyme, but hey, this is the time. Let's have a bit of a talk about the NASCAR 2025 season. I'm going to make some predictions. I'm going to make 25 different predictions. If you've been following my other preseason predictions, what we'll do is we'll start off with some broad predictions, then we'll go through some championship predictions, some random events, some driver changes, and some calendar predictions that I'm going to have. And I will try to, at some point, compile all of the ones I've done for 2025 together into a nice little playlist. And we'll probably try to check in on this, either after the Coke 600 or after the end of the regular season. But without further ado, let's get on with it. And I'm going to start off on a bit of a down note, actually. I think viewership will decrease year on year. And that'll just be on average. And that could be across, say, the Hallmark races, the Crown Jewels. Could be just across the whole calendar. But I think it's something we'll see. And that's not for thing to do with quality of racing. I think quality of racing would be great, but confusion over all the different platforms, some of the bits on streaming, ratings probably just won't carry across the same. But I think if they do track international viewers, we'll see a massive amount of international viewers for the Amazon Prime races, potentially for the Turner ones as well, because TNT, but in particular for the Prime ones because, well, they've got Mexico and they've got the 600. They've also got practice of qualifying for the first half of the season. I do also think, as a third one, Mexico will be a rating success. I'm hoping that we see more international races. I've liked the Chicago Street Course experiment, even if it could be the last season of it. I liked the Dirt experiment as well, even though I think it would have been cool if they went to a proper, more bespoke dirt track than turning the Last Great Coliseum into a dirt track. It was still a fun watch, though. I do, however, think the in-season tournament will not be a success, as in we won't see a pickup in viewership specifically for it. Instead, if there is an increase in viewership for streaming, it will be for the Mexico race or for the 600. But I do think there will be playoff changes for 2026. Whether that means something as small as, oh, you have to be in the top 30 or top 25 or top 20 in points, or whether it's the formatting altogether, we'll have to wait and see. Now, in terms of my championship predictions, I believe that the champion won't win the Clash or the All-Star race. Now, we have had two cases where a driver has won one of them and then gone on to win the championship, both for the Joey Logano, and it is an odd-numbered year, so if the old saying is correct, he won't win the title. But at the same time, he can find fluky wins sometimes, and perhaps you could argue the first race to the next gen, or this year just gone at North Wilkesboro. Were those exactly? I don't know. I'll leave that up to the fans in the comments if they get offended to have an argument about it, because I'm just being a bit of a hater there, aren't I? But I do think that the champion won't win the Clash or the All-Star race. Typically, you found people like Hamlin or Truex winning it, though I think Larson won in 23. I also think that the 16th seed will make the round of 8. I think I've made that prediction now for the past 2 years and it's not been right, but I'm thinking third time lucky on this one. I'm thinking third time was lucky and maximum luck for Penske, though. I don't think they'll win the Champions Cup this time round. I think also at least one of the top 3 series will only have 2 makes in the Championship 4. The last 2 years I've correctly predicted that all 3 makes will make the Championship 4 in Cup, but I'm going to take a little bit wider now, and I'm going to go across Xfinity and Truck a little bit there. I mean, we had it a couple of years ago where it was, what was it, 3 Gibbses and a JRM in Xfinity? I think last year we had 3 JRMs in Xfinity. I also think there'll be at least one returning champion in the top 3 series. So whether that is a Larson or a Logano Or maybe Allgaier goes 2 in a row. I don't know. Now for some random events. I think at least one guest driver will get a top 5. For example, Kolosilic with his debut at COTA. That could be a case of it. I think there'll be at least one first timer in the club playoffs. Who that could be? Well, we'll have to wait and see what my predictions are for the playoffs. I think that at least one cup playoff driver will be outside the top 20 in points. I think that at least one driver will drive for 2 different manufacturers in the top 3 series. That could be across, say, Xfinity and Cup, or inside of one series. So they might drive for a Toyota and a Ford and trucks. I also then think that the top seed in the round of 16 will not make the championship 4 in Cup. I mean, Blaney made it, but sorry, I meant Tyler Reddick. Tyler Reddick made it, but it was only thanks to the move at Homestead. Wow, if Blaney's the top seed and he makes it through, then maybe I've gotten some premonition about something. But I am hoping to have some kind of premonition when it comes to these driver lineups. So I think at least one more full-time rider will have part-time drivers, a bit like we've had with the 16 over at Corlig in previous seasons, though the Dinger is back this time around. I think one veteran driver will announce their full-time or a full retirement from Cup. Whether that's, say, Kyle Busch is going down to part-time, or Denny Hamlin just suddenly stops. That's the kind of level I'm thinking. I'm thinking somebody who's 10 plus years in the sport, I guess. I think at least one driver will graduate from trucks to Cup. I think the Xfinity champ, again, will not make the graduation to full-time Cup. And I think that there'll be an ARCA driver who will make the leap to Xfinity, or even maybe to Cup. And now for my final 5, my calendar prediction. I don't think Auto Club will return for 2026. I also don't think Rockingham will get a Cup date for 2026. It could get another Xfinity one or another truck one, but I don't think Cup is quite there yet, at least points paying way. I think at least one track will lose its second date. I think at least one venue that has 2 dates will make a format change. So, don't know. I've heard rumours for a while. There's probably just the haters again saying that we could see the end of the Roval and have 2 Charlotte Oval races, a 500 and a 400. It could be that Bristol decides to put the dirt back on again. We don't know. But I'm going to end on a positive one since it started on a negative one. I think Homestead will get the finale for 2026. But before we go, I'm going to make some playoff predictions here. I'm not going to try and go from my round of 16 picks to the champion, but let's see how many of these I get right. Starting off, I think it's fair to put the 400 cars in there. They all won last season, some in more spectacular form than others, some in more domineering form than others. But yeah, Bowman, Byron, Elliott and Larson. And I think, in terms of winning you're in, we could do the same for the 4 Gibbs cars. I don't know if Ty Gibbs will win his way in, but Ty Gibbs, Denny Hamlin, Chase Briscoe, Christopher Bell. I think we'll have 2 Penske's. I don't know if Cindric will make it, but I think the champs will. I think Blaney and Logano will. And to add on to that, I think that there'll be 2 other drivers from smaller teams. One of them is more famous for his Ford team, and the other one for how he performed with the Fords in front row. Keselowski and McDowell are my next 2 picks. I'm then going to put 2 2311s in. Remember, we got 3 this season. Tyler Reddick and Bubba Wallace. And then a bit more left field. For their first Cup Series playoffs appearances, I'm going to put Shane Van Gisbergen as the Trackhouse entry. And this one's going to be properly left field, but I have a method to the madness in this one. Carson Hocevar. I don't know, I just get the vibe that he could pull off a good win. Where that's going to be, whether it's going to be like a Daytona or a Dega, or a Phoenix, or a Richmond, I don't know. But I have a feeling. But do you have any feelings like these, strong or otherwise? Let me know them in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching and joining as always, and until next time, I hope to see you around. Bye for now.